let's say for this trick, I riffle down and the spectator calls out stop. So let's say they call out stop right here. I would hand them that half and say, okay, here's what we're going to do. You're going to take the half I handed you and you're going to give it a shuffle. Once you are done giving the half a shuffle, you're going to select a card. So let's say you select this card. Now, I don't want to see it, so here you go. Go ahead and remember that for me. Once the spectator's done, I would say, okay, go ahead and place your card back in. Say they place it right here, and I can show them one more time. We place the card in, and we give the deck a overhand shuffle. Now, what I'm going to do is start dealing through the cards. While I'm dealing, if I think the next card in my hand face down is your card, I will turn that over. If I think your card is on the table, I will turn that over. So you will see what I mean. So we're going to start dealing through here. Okay. Okay, so the next card I turn over will be your selection. The 6 of spades. That is the trick. If you would like to learn how this is done, stick around for the tutorial. Okay, so this is a very easy trick involving minimal to no setup. So essentially, here's what you're going to do for the setup. You're going to go through and you're going to take out all of the number cards, including the aces. And what you're going to do is look at each card. Now, if we look at it here, you will see for a spade, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spade pointing up. And in this case, we have 2 spades pointing down. Now, if we turn this around, it's going to be reversed. So 2 spades pointing up and 5 spades pointing down. This is going to be the whole secret. So what you want to do is take these cards with the most number of pips, so these are called pips, pointing up, and lay them down. So in this case, we have the 7. Now in this case, we have the 9 of spades. So you can see we have 5 spades up, 4 spades down. And these are actually going to match up, okay? So the most number of spades are going to be right next to each other, pointing up. They're not going to be flip-flopped. Okay, so we have the 6 of hearts. Make sure you do the same thing there for the 4 hearts. And that's essentially what you're going to be doing. So I will lay these down so you can follow along. And I will talk about the picture card at the end. So the King of Hearts. Now there is one thing you're going to want to watch out for, and that is for the 7 of diamonds. This is the only diamond you can use, okay? So if you want to use diamonds, the only one you can use is the 7 of diamonds because of the 5 diamonds up and the 2 diamonds down. So this is going to be your setup, and you want to know which way these are facing and whether or not you do this during the trick or as a force, okay? So here's the 7 of clubs, 3 of hearts, and you can see the rest. Okay, so right there, as you saw, the 6 of hearts were going to turn around. So make sure you watch out for that. So all of these are the same way. Now, if you want to do this totally impromptu, you can. You're going to have all of these in the deck facing every which way. And you're going to go through and you're going to take out each of these cards. And you want to come up with some reason for taking out these cards. So how I learned it was based around a psychic theme. So there's certain cards in the deck that are psychic. And you're going to try to guess which ones are. So you can take out these. And one more thing is you can actually add in a face card. So I added in the King of Hearts. But you can actually add in the Queen of Spades, the Jack of Diamonds, the 2 of Clubs, anything you want. But you want to add in one face card. And I will try to explain better why later in the video, why you want to add just one card. But essentially, this is going to be your setup. So what you're going to do is either you're going to have these out or you're going to force them. So all I did was a riffle force. If you want me to make a full tutorial on this, let me know. So you're going to first have the half without the setup. So these are completely normal. There's no setup to them. You're going to have these in your hand. Now you're going to have a little bit of your pinky in there. And you're going to take this half with the setup. And you're going to place it on top. Now you want to know whether they're down or up. So you want to know which way the pips are facing. I always do them up. But it doesn't matter. So now you're going to have a break. And you're going to want your fingers covering this top of the deck. Because you don't want them to see a white line. And you don't want them to see any separation. So that's why I have just very little of my pinky in here, and my hand covers it. So essentially, you're going to riffle down, and they're going to call out stop. If they call stop below the break, here's what you're going to do. You're going to come over with all your fingers, cover that break, let go with your thumb, that riffle down, and your other thumb is, how can I do this? Your other thumb is going to lift up on the break cards, okay? So we riffle down. Right here, they call out stop. I let go of that break, and I lift up with my thumb. Now, if they call stop before the break, this is the same thing. They call out stop here. You let go with your thumb, and you lift up on the break. Being sure not to lift up on any other cards that aren't part of your setup. Now, most likely this won't happen, but if you riffle down, they happen to call stop on your break, and you can feel it, then you can lift up there cleanly. So now, you can do any force you want, but you want to have this half of the deck. And they can even shuffle it, but one thing you want to watch out for very carefully, because this could alter your performance, is if they shuffle and a card flies out, most people just turn the card over, and then they put it back in. They don't care about how the cards are. You want to make sure these are all one way. Okay, so if you feel comfortable shuffling, go ahead and do that. They can give these a riffle shuffle, just watch how they do it. And they can even give these cuts, which I think is the easiest. And plus, for most stack tricks, you can only give the deck one cut because of that stack. Well, in this case, because of all the cards facing the same way, they can give it multiple cuts. That's not going to alter anything. That's just going to mix it up even more. So now you're going to have them choose a card, and you want to know which way the pips are. So in this case, I know they're pointing up. They're going to choose a card, and one thing you want to watch out for is if they choose a card, in this case the 8 of clubs, not the 7 of clubs. Let's say they choose the 8 and they put it back down, well, you're going to turn the deck. And you can do that real casually. Okay, you can even turn around and do it. Doesn't matter. But essentially, you're going to have them place the card in the deck, and then you will continue with the trick. Now, let's say, so let's put these back in the same order here. Okay, they chose a card and they turned it. So in this case, the 8 of hearts. Okay, sorry about that. Something popped up there. Well, since you know this is with the most of the pips pointing up, well, no, least pips pointing up, you're going to turn the deck. So, you're not going to... Oh, what am I doing here? They choose a card, and you see them turn it, okay? And you know you have most of the pips pointing up. Well, you're going to leave the deck the way it is, because this will actually help you, because that means 3 of the pips are going in. So for example, 5 pips could be next to the card, okay? So that's one thing you want to watch out for. Now, let's say they choose a face card. Now, you're not going to know if they choose a face card. It's very rare. But if they choose a card and they don't turn it at all, you're going to turn the deck, okay? Just to be safe. Because they might have chose the 7 of spades without you knowing, or they could have chose one of your face cards. Now, let's say they took out the card and they turned it. Well, you're going to leave the deck the same way. Because they're going to put it back in and you're going to proceed with the trick. So now that you know 3 of the ways, let me show you what can happen during the performance for 3 of those ways. So here's what I mean. They're going to choose a card and they're not going to turn it. Now, while they're remembering it, you turn the deck. So in this case, the 5 of clubs. And you're going to have them place the card back in anywhere they want. And the deck can even be shuffled. Now, you can do anything you want. But I did something based around a very old trick. Where the spectator chooses a card. Let's say the Queen of Diamonds. And you remember the bottom card, the Queen of Spades. Now, it will be face down, but I'm going to leave it face up. Spectator puts the card on top, and you cut it into the middle, and you can keep doing that. And essentially, what's going to happen is, when you deal all of these cards face up, and you come to the card you remembered, in this case, the Queen of Spades, you know the next card is going to be the Queen of Diamonds, their selection. So you go through, and you say, the next card I will turn over will be your card. And you go to that queen and you turn it over. That's essentially what you're going to be doing here. But you don't have to do that. You can do anything you want. If you want me to teach that trick I just did, sort of, let me know down below. So they chose the 5 of clubs. What you can do is say, okay, I'm going to try to get a reading and see which card here you chose. Since these were psychic and you touched one card, that means that one card I should be able to tell if it's psychic or not. You can do anything you want. And one thing you want to make sure of is that, well, no, you don't have to make sure. It won't matter, actually. So pretend I didn't say that. So you know you have the 5 of clubs here with the 3 of spades pointing face down. So you know that will be the card. And we have a few cards here face up. Okay, we're good here. So you're going to go through and you're going to see that all of these are up. So that means they chose a card that's face down, possibly. So you're going to go through and you see the 5 of clubs pointing the other way when you finish going through the deck. Well, now you can do anything you want, but you want to reveal to them that their selection is the 5 of clubs. So you can say, okay, going through the cards, I felt on only one card that it was not psychic, and that is the 5 of clubs. Okay, that's one way to do that. So this was if they took out the card and they turned it the other way. Now let's say they take out another card In this case, this one, you're going to turn the deck, and you're going to have the 6 of clubs. Put it back in, and they can shuffle it, and you're going to do the same exact thing. So you're going to go through, and you can see all of these are face up, except one that's face down. Do whatever you would like and show the 6 of clubs. Now, what if they chose a face card? Well, this is very simple. All you're going to do, so in this case, the King of Hearts, so they remember that. If they take the King of Hearts out, they remember it, and they place it back down like that. Turn the deck, okay? Place the card in, and you're gonna proceed with the trick. So you can see all of these are face up. Now you wouldn't know they're all face up because you're gonna be going through here, and you get to the end and you see, hey, all of these are face up. Okay, what happened? Now the card must be the King of Hearts. Okay, so that's one thing that could happen. Another thing is they take a card and they turn it. Now you don't know what card that is, so you're going to leave the deck the same way, and you're going to have them place it in, and they can shuffle it, and essentially you're just going to be dealing through, seeing that these are all face down. And the only card that didn't change position was the King of Hearts. That is their selection. So that is the trick. And one thing you want to watch out for, I wouldn't recommend them choosing a card and then you turn in your back, because they could turn it, you would turn the deck, and then because your back is turned, you can't see if they return the card. Because if they do that and they put the card back in, you are screwed because it's going to be the same way. So make sure you have your body in front of them the entire time so you can tell whether or not they turn the card. And then you can turn the deck just casually in your hand. And that was the trick for today. I hope you like that one. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And now that I am on Christmas break, I can start uploading a lot more videos. So let me know down below what you would like to see for my next few videos. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.